The purpose of this demonstration is to show you how intercompany transactions can work in conjunction with the point of sale system and the inventory application. So the scenario I'm about to walk you through is simple. There's a company called Bone Store 2, and Bone Store 2 is going to sell something to a company called Azure Interior. Bone Store 2 will not have on hand the inventory necessary to fulfill this order on their own. And therefore, Bone Store 2 will have to procure the inventory from Bone Store 1. What will happen is we will automatically create a purchase order to procure the inventory from Bone Store 1 upon sale of the good to Azure Interior. When we go to purchase the goods from Bone Store 2, from Bone Store 1, we are going to confirm the purchase order. What will happen when we confirm the purchase order in Bone Store 2, it will automatically generate a sale order in Bone Store 1. Why? Bone Store 2 is buying something from Bone Store 1. Bone Store 1 is therefore selling something to Bone Store 2. We will see those records being created automatically in real time between companies in order to facilitate the intercompany transaction. Now, what we'll do then is we'll transition over to the Bone Store 1 view. The Bone Store 1 view will allow us to go in and confirm the sale order to Bone Store 2. When we create the sale order and confirm it, it will generate a delivery order where we'll be delivering stock from Bone Store 1 to Bone Store 2. Then we're going to transition back to Bone Store 2, and we're going to see the receipt of the inventory into the Bone Store 2 stock from Bone Store 1. Once we receive the goods into Bone Store 2's stock, we'll have enough units on hand in order to deliver those goods from the Bone Store 2 location to our end customer, Azure Interior, to complete the transaction. Okay, let's go through the flow. First step, point of sale. We're going to continue a session in what I have called Store 1 here. It's going to load the point of sale, which, right, obviously it's loading it, it works offline. So you'll see we have in our point of sale just a few examples. I'm going to look up product Z as this example, and let's do something extreme like 16, let's call it 17 units. And like I said, we're going to sell these to Azure Interior, and we'll go ahead and proceed with the checkout. I'm going to pay cash. We're going to ship these goods later, and I'm going to validate the transaction. And here's the receipt we could print, and I could, of course, go on to a new order. Credit card gets charged, transaction's complete. Now, let's exit the point of sale, and let's take a look at what happened. So, just a second ago, you'll see in your point of sale orders, we have an order for Azure Interior up here for 17 units. You'll see that there's a picking that's been generated to deliver those units, which I can look at here. And it's, of course, picking number 40, where we're going to ship 17 units to product Z. You'll see these units aren't available yet. Okay, so that's shop order 13. Remember that. Because I don't have these units on hand, which, of course, we could have checked in our inventory, very simply, you could have another tab running up here, which allows you to quickly analyze and see here your inventory report. If you want to see across companies, you can choose which company stock you want to look at. For example, we'll analyze both company 1 and 2, and I'll actually just do this, and you'll see in Bone Company 1, we have all those units of product Z, which is what I sold. And here you'll see when I search for product Z's, I have none in, actually I have a few units in stock in this environment, but you'll see it's not what I'm looking to show in this demo. So with that being said, let's go back to the flow. So shop order 13, when I go to the purchasing application, you'll see here PO 23, vendor 1 for shop order 13. We automatically generated this purchase order just 2 minutes ago upon confirmation of the sale to Azure Interior. Purchase order 23, again, it's for shop order 13, is to buy 17 units of product Z from Bone Store 1. Now, when I go ahead and confirm this order, it automatically generates my receipt where I'm set to receive 17 units from Bone Store 1. Okay, let's now go look at what happened in Bone Store 1. When I go to Bone Store 1 and I go to sales, you will see instantly that I have a new purchase order a new sale order 53, where the customer's Bone Store 2. And when I open it up, you'll see it's for 17 units of product Z, which it was just generated a moment ago from purchase order 23 of company Bone 1. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and confirm this sale. So the folks over at Bone Store 1 are going to be receiving sales orders automatically in their Odoo environment every time Bone Store 2 wants to buy something from them. That's what Odoo's intercompany transaction feature is going to enable you to do. So I just confirmed that, and you'll see there's now a delivery. So when I go into my inventory application, you'll see I have to deliver something here, and I have to ship from my stock to Bone Store 2, 17 units, and I can go ahead and click validate. So now that shipment has been made. Let's go and look at what's happening on the Bone Store 2 side of things. And you'll see I have to give myself access rights to enable that record, but no big deal. So you will now be able to go into the inventory app, and you can see that you're obviously expecting to receive from Bone Store 1 for PO23 those 17 units. And if I open it up, you'll see it's currently ready, meaning that this shipment has been executed by Bone Store 1 before it would have been in the waiting stage. So you'll see we have to now receive these units from Bone Store 1. Before I do that, I want to show you something. Your delivery team, when I go here to process, actually I'll remove ready, you will see that when I look at things that are set to go to Azure, shop order 13 is at the bottom. It's currently waiting. It's not ready to ship, right? It's waiting another operation, and we know that. So you'll see that it's under the waiting column. There's 15 waiting, there's 10 to process. The moment your inventory team receives the good from Bone Store 1, this will jump to 11, automatically letting your team know that they have something to work on, something to execute. Let's go in and see what it looks like in real time. We'll go down, we'll click validate, as in we're receiving this, click apply. Oops, that's the wrong one, sorry. We should have received the one up here for PO23. We're gonna receive the 17 units, click apply. And now, when I go to my inventory overview, that reads 11. And I can open this up, and you'll see that shop order 13 for Azure Interior is here on the list, my 17 units, and click validate, and when you're ready, you can execute and click apply. And that will finalize the transfer. If you have any additional questions, please do let me know. Thanks so much for watching.